Hello, my name's Sarah Anthony and I'm a lecturer at Duchy College, Rosewarne. I teach horticulture and today, as we're stuck at home, I'm going to show you how to do some seed sowing. I'm going to sow some cosmos, which are good to sow at this time of year, and later on you'll have lots of lovely flowers in your garden. I'm also thinking about food crops. I'm going to sow some broadleaf sorrel. Also, I am going to sow some nigella as well, which are useful as well as attractive. Later on I will also sow some mixed salad leaves, again a food crop. So, when you're sowing seeds, the first thing you need to do is fill up the tray. Here I have a mixture of compost that I've made and also some perlite. When you fill up the tray, you have to break up all the lumps. And when I said I made the compost, some of it's from my compost heap and some of it's from the tomato beds last year. Because it doesn't need to be high in nutrients, you can use compost that you've used for something else. The perlite adds some drainage. So you fill up the tray, breaking up the lumps as you go. Like that, and spread it all the way to the corners. Then you use this presser board. This is just a piece of wood with a handle on the top to flatten it so that you get a nice flat surface to sow the seeds. Okay, I'm going to start by sowing some sorrel seeds. These seeds are quite small, but they're big enough to handle. If they were any smaller, I would possibly mix them with some sand before I sowed them. First thing I'm going to do is put some in the palm of my hand and then carefully sprinkle them evenly and not too close together across the surface of the prepared tray, making sure some go in the corners. They don't need to be sown thickly, because when they come up, if they're too thick, then they'll compete with each other for light and they'll grow too tall and leggy. I then need to cover them with something, because if they're left uncovered, there's a danger that they'll dry out. There's two choices. I can either cover them with something called vermiculite, or I can cover them with compost. I'm going to cover them with compost. You put the compost in the sieve and then you tap the sieve so the covering comes out evenly. Once the seeds are fully covered, then you need to make sure you label the tray. I've got the date and the name of the plant on this label, because if they don't come up, I'll know when I sowed them, so I know when to give up on them, but hopefully they will come up. And I put that in the corner. If you want to use sand, you can also use sand before you sow the seeds, particularly if they're difficult to see. A good way to sow sand is to put it in two pots that are the same size, with the holes at the bottom not lined up, and then gently tap it and the sand should come out evenly. That method can be used with vermiculite as well. Once you've sown them, you need to water them with a fine rose on a watering can, or put them in something that will with no holes in, so that they can soak up water from the bottom. And once you've done that, you can put them in your greenhouse and hopefully they'll come up. I'll do another video